Magnus Carlsen liked to play Mimish opening, and this is one of these games. It is a game between Magnus and Grandmaster Michal Demidov, which is 25-63. And imagine you studied chess your entire life and you came across Magnus and he plays like this. So he basically artificial castle with his king and the queen, and it is -5 in this position for the black. And let's see how Magnus draw in this position. He plays his opponent plays queen to c7, and he ignores the threat on h2 and plays d3 pair to strike in the center. His opponent grabs the pawn on h2, and Magnus expand in the center with e4. We have bishop to g3, which would be check, but his king and queen change places, so he plays queen to e3. We have d4 strike in the center, and then we have queen to g5. And this queen to g5, Magnus move, attack this g7 pawn and attack this bishop on g3. Later we have knight b to d7, just ignoring this threat on g7, because his opponent would like to open the position and use the lack of development from the Magnus. And we have f4, which is the almost trap the black knight, but black knight have this resource. Bishop to f2, we have knight to h3, and bishop plays the only move, bishop to e3. We have exchange. And then we have queen to g3. Magnus would like to take this pawn and just cajon. And we have c4. We have Magnus take this central pawn with queen to e3. And we have cd3, and Magnus didn't want to take this pawn because he's lacking in development, so he played around this pawn. We have a knight to d2, and we have knight to c5, just attacking this e4 pawn 3 times, and Magnus defends it with knight to f2. We have rook to d8. We have g4. Magnus expand in the king side, now queen side, because like we said, his queen and king change places. And we have b4. Michal Demidov would like to bust open the position because he, like we said, very much up in development. But Magnus says no, and he plays c4. Then we have e5, attacking this f4 pawn. We have f5 and rook to d4. Like you see, Demidov attacked this e4 pawn 4 times, and so Magnus must defend it. He plays bishop to g2. We have knight to a4, attacking this b2 pawn, and we have rook to b1, just defend this pawn and just cajon. And then we have queen to d6, and we have g5, further expansion on the king side, and we have a knight to d7, king to e1. Magnus is just trying to escape with his king, and his king would be safer in the queen side. And we have a knight to d to c5, rook to h3. We have h6, and we have f6, g6, and this is a first serious mistake from Michal Demidov, and that is all it takes to Magnus Carlsen. Already the game is pretty much equal, and like this is the blitz game. I didn't said that. And we have rook to h6. Magnus is trying to make the passed pawn, and he did it. And we have exchange, and Magnus plays queen to h3. We have king to e7, and Magnus attacks the Demidov queen, knight to g4. Demidov responds with queen to f4. We have h7. Magnus is threatened to promote to the queen, and Demidov stops with rook to d8. And now if he promotes after exchanges, and in the end of the line this knight is hanging, so Magnus is wait a little bit. He plays knight to e3. We have bishop to c8, and this is the second serious mistake by Demidov, because Magnus is promoting queen, and we have this exchange on h3, and Magnus is basically bishop up. And we have another serious mistake by Demidov, which is the king to f8, because now Magnus has this nice move, knight to d5, and he attacked this queen, but more important, he threatened this checkmate with queen to h8, and Demidov don't have a good way to defend it. He would like to play queen to f6, but this square is covered, so he must take this knight. It is the only move. We have rook to d5, cd5, and king to g7. Rook to c1, a5, and we have rook to c4. And now Magnus is threatened to b3, and after dislodge this knight, he would take this c5 knight, and Magnus was -5, but now his entire rook up. So his opponent didn't want to lose another knight, so he plays knight to b7, and we have rook to c8 by Magnus, and he threatened checkmate with the queen on h8, and his opponent tries to defend it, but now Magnus have force win. You can pause the video and find the win, and we can find it together if you want. Magnus played this rook to g8 move, and this is basic deflection tactic, because when his opponent take this rook, he would lose the queen, and nothing changed if his opponent plays queen to h7, because Magnus would plays rook to h8, so he lose his queen. We have, like we said, queen to h6, knight to b2, and we have knight to f3. The game is practically over, but probably his opponent was mad and he didn't want to resign. And Magnus would create this mating threat in 2 moves, and his opponent give check. Magnus plays king to d1. We have knight b to d6, and he defends this f7 squares to the mate, and we have bishop to h3. Magnus is further make the mating pattern, and we have a4, bishop to a6. We have fe6, d6, and this square is covered, so Magnus is building the mating threat. We have b3, e7, and Magnus tries to promote, and most important, he tries to make this mate, and his opponent give check, and after king to d2, knight d to c4 check. Magnus plays king to e2, and his opponent almost promote to the queen to the b1, but Magnus just checkmate on the f8, and he could also promote the queen to the e8, and this is how Magnus Carlsen win this game. That is it for today. I hope you enjoyed. See you soon with some interesting videos as well. Stay sharp and see you soon.